in terms of total rebounds. Even in terms of offensive rebounds, they're +2 in that department. And as far as controlling the tempo is concerned, I haven't seen that. I think it's Powerade that is controlling. They've been able to run much better. They're scoring more transition baskets, as you saw there in our graphic. And I think generally they are in control of this game. It all depends now on whether Coach George Gallant can come back here with a flourish and with a resolve to seize the initiative and get BMEG back on track.
Powerade looking to end a 2-game losing streak. In their 3 wins this conference, they've managed to limit their opponents to 82 points per game. But in their 5 losses, their opponents have averaged 101 points. That's going to be the second personal against Mark Macapagal. That sends James Yap to the line. James Yap has had some trouble from the field so far.
Now you notice that the first play on offense for BMEG in this half or in this third quarter, James Yap getting control of the ball and going strong to the hole and going to the line. That's very, very basic. You need to be aggressive, and I'm sure Coach George Gallant spoke about that at halftime. He wants the ball in the hands of James Yap. He wants him to score. He wants him in the groove. I mean, James Yap scoring just 2 points in the first half, that's something that they want to erase from their memories. They want Yap to score a lot more in the second half.
It's a 5-point ball game here in the third quarter. Powerade back on offense. Gary David, the moving jumper. And that's going to be last touch by Rob Reyes. Back to BMEG. And the Llamados starting out the third quarter with John Dan Salvador, Jonas Villanueva, Rico Meyerhofer, PJ Simon, and James Yap. James Yap flashes out. Macapagal trying to keep James Yap out. Yap getting the back of the rim.
But he's getting his shots, and you know that he wants that ball. He's looking to score. Watch out. James Yap, he wants to be able to get BMEG back in the driver's seat.
Reyes kept out by Salvador. Pass inside. Norman Gonzalez going for the reverse. And a loose ball picked up by Powerade.
Run out of time. It's excellent interior defense by BMEG. Gotta credit Rico Meyerhofer.
So again, the BMEG Derby ace Llamados with an opportunity to try to come back, take the lead for the first time since the first quarter. Meyerhofer goes strong to the hoop. And the hustle, James Yap moves in. And even from up close, things have not been rolling well for James Yap.
He's taken 3 attempts now from the floor in this quarter.
Quick pass, Macapagal right before the BMEG Derby Llamados could set up, but couldn't convert. Now Villanueva. .13 seconds left on the BMEG shot clock. Down low, Meyerhofer trying to drop it in. Salvador the hook.
And the big combining forces there underneath. That's one thing about Rico Meyerhofer. He's a big center who really doesn't look to score so much. I mean, he wants to be able to draw the defense, but he has a very high basketball IQ. And he recognizes where his teammates are. He's always looking for a high percentage shot.
Reyes off the glass.
Awkward looking shot, but still the 2 points going for Reyes. Now that's important for Powerade to get the big man in the scoring position and for him to score.
And Rob Reyes on-air collision against Rico Meyerhofer.
Like 2 fighting cocks.
Exactly.
Inside a cockpit.
2 shots for Rico Meyerhofer.
So Meyerhofer, he had 9 points and 15 rebounds in their last game against Air 21. And tonight already nearing a double-double. This young man has definitely found his place in the PBA and has earned the right to play with the best. Off the rebound from Jondan Salvador. Lanete finding Gary David. Less than 9 minutes to go in the third quarter. David off the screen. No one to go to yet. Norman Gonzalez, 7 seconds on the shot clock. That's going to be out of bounds. And we have Cheska Litton now standing by with a report from the huddle.
Got to talk to Coach Alex Compton a while ago, and he said, you know, in the first quarter they had 1 turnover. In the second quarter they got a bit sloppy with the ball a few times. That led to a dunk by Rico and a few shots by PJ Simon. But they also did a great job putting in a defensive game plan, but it does not work if you give them layups. As for their half-court defensive side, they did a good job, but they need to be ready for BMEC's adjustments. And when it comes to James Yap and PJ Simon, you don't stop them with just one-on-one basketball. It is a team effort. Vito and Kinito?
Thank you, Jessica. And a beautiful play completed there by BMEC Derby Ace. And Rico Meyerhofer was at the center of that.
Exactly. You know, going back to that report of Jessica, very clearly, and it confirms that Powerade came into this game with that defensive mindset.
Now let's take a look. This was off the block by Rob Reyes. Rico Meyerhofer with the presence of mind and zip it back.
Put a light pass there to PJ Simon. Meyerhofer making things happen here for BMEG.
So it's once again BMEG ball, and now they have the opportunity to tie this ball game and maybe even take the lead for the first time in the second half.
You know, Vito, we're not the only ones who've noticed that Rico Meyerhofer is really establishing his presence here. Coach Poparasol also observing that, and that's why he has Dennis Espino now in the game. He wants to make sure that Powerade is strong inside.
What a battle down low between Jondan Salvador and Dennis Espino.
That's right, and if you're Coach George Gallen, you don't want a matchup between Espino and Meyerhofer. You want a matchup between Jondan Salvador and Dennis Espino. Now that's a matchup. That's like, what, Manny Pacquiao versus Antonio Margarito. That's a fight.
But Coach George Gallen bringing in another big body in Romela Dupol. Espino. And now Macapagal, the kick out. Lanete clear for the outside bomb, no. That is again out of bounds, back to BMEG.
And Coach George Gallant, now he's foregoing his 3-guard combination on the floor. And he's going with 3 bigs. He wants to make sure that they control those rebounds because that's been helping him in this quarter. With 3 bigs and they've been able to control those boards, they're just 2 points shy of tying this ball game, and now the score is tied.
We're deadlocked at 44. Head coach Bob Mirasol wants to put a stop to this run. 7 minutes and 10 remaining. And we have a timeout on our hands here. And we will be right back after this break. Keep it here on the PBA on Solar TV. Let's all watch and support our country's pride as Manny the Pac-Man Pacquiao battles against the tallest and the biggest among all of his opponents to date. That happens November 14, 8 a.m. And here at the Araneta Coliseum, you'll see it as if you're watching it right there in Dallas. For tickets, you can call TicketNet at 911-5555.
Keep in mind, Manny Pacquiao weighed his heaviest at 145 3/4 against Joshua Clottey. And now he's going to be fighting against someone who's very used to fighting weighing over 150 pounds.
That's correct.
Margaritos fought 7 fights weighing at least 150.
Definitely the fight to see, and that all happens this Friday. And heading back to the action here at Dennis Espino. Has got more than a couple of guys looking to slam the door on him. But this time a foul has given up some free throws coming up for the veteran Dennis Espino.
A big scoring drought here for Powerade in the second half. Only 2 players have scored, and only 1 has scored from the floor, and that was Rob Reyes with an awkward looking shot off the glass. That wasn't a pretty shot. But that's the only field goal that Powerade has scored so far here in the second half. Shoes on the other foot now. BMEG is playing that kind of tough defense that Powerade showed in the first half.
So Powerade has taken the lead back, but for how long? Meyerhofer.
Oh, yes. You know, when you see Meyerhofer playing that way, it's like he's enjoying himself.
Yes.
It's a joy to watch him play because you know he's having fun and he's producing, he's delivering.
Jai Reyes back in the rotation here for the Powerade Tigers. Espino moves in. Oh, and Will Antonio is eased out of bounds.
He was bludgeoned. And that's the kind of defense now BMEG is playing.
That's going to be foul number 2 on Rico Meyerhofer.
What do they call that kind of defense? No prisoners defense. You take them out.
So 14 seconds on the shot clock for Powerade. Rezada out to David. David, quick release, fire one, no.
Now again, a tough defender on James Yap. Both Parasol realizing that Yap looking to score a lot more here in the third period. RJ Rizada is his stopper. What a pass. What a pass coming from Jonas Villanueva. He's been the orchestrator, the creator. Jonas Villanueva.
And Rico Meyerhofer, only the happy recipient. He's got 14 in the game. David loses it. Here come the Llamados. And Jai Reyes giving up the foul. Let's take a look here. This is Villanueva. He knew Rico Meyerhofer had no one on him. So that's going to be an advantage foul called against Jai Reyes.
So give him 2 points there. Actually, he scored on that breakaway layup. They don't give him credit for that basket. Jonas Villanueva has been playing a solid game. Getting a lot of his teammates involved in the offense. There's Jai Reyes, a rookie from the Ateneo.
So it's a brief rest for BJ Simon. He's back in the rotation. Renven Mitualo adding more outside firepower on the side of the Powerade Tigers. As a result of that advantage foul, BMEG Derby Ace hangs on to the possession here. They've got a 3-point lead. And James Yap gets open. That's what he's been looking for. Only the 6th point in the ball game for James Yap.
And that's good news for BMEG. If James Yap is zeroing in on that basket, look out. And if you're Powerade, all you do is play the kind of tough defense you showed in the first half. Then do not lose composure in offense. Make sure you go to the execution, and that time they go to the big man.
So Dennis Espino attracting another foul.
But the big problem also here of Powerade is Gary David's lack of production. So he's been blanked here in the second half. Actually, he only scored 2 points in the second quarter. So big adjustment here in the part of BMEG in controlling the offense of Gary David.
Seven points now for Dennis Espino. That gets Powerade to within 4. Roger Yap against Ritualo. And Rico Meyerhofer always finding ways to score, and he has 16. And the Powerade Tigers need to find a solution. Maybe they'll find it here as they take a 30-second timeout, brought to you by Handy Picks. Ang first aid ng bahay mo. Bonds all, seals all.
Now you see BMEG looking to score inside for the high percentage shot. They're not taking those outside shots. They're looking at the mismatches inside. I mean, you know, when you're playing with a Rico Meyerhofer, he gives you a decided height advantage. And all you do is to give him the ball when he's close to the basket. He's going to either dunk or he's going to just lay it in just like he did in the last play.